Let's look at the 2026 draft. Some position groups that you think are strong this year. We'll flip it around and say some that you think are not very strong as well.
Let's start with the positive. Let's start with the positions that are stronger this year than a year ago. Number one for me, off-ball linebacker. Now, I don't have these ranked just yet. That'll come later in the draft cycle. But for me, when I look at this draft class, I don't think there's a group that's that's taken a bigger step forward from last year to this year than off-ball linebacker, especially when you consider Ohio State's Orville Reese is likely going to be the first could likely be the first non-quarterback out the board behind Fernando Mendoza. I mean, the leap he has taken this year is absolutely incredible, where I'd be stunned if he fell past 3. I certainly would not be shocked at all if he goes number 2. Then you have guys behind him like Sonny Styles, also from Ohio State, C.J. Allen from Georgia. Certainly, you have multiple off-ball linebackers that have first-round potential, and there's a bunch of other guys in day 2 I'd watch for, like Harold Perkins Jr. from LSU, Jacob Rodriguez from Texas Tech. Number 2, I also look at safety. This was my second worst position group last year. Off-ball linebacker for me was at the bottom, and it's another bucket that kind of has really put this group where it is because it's Caleb Downs right now at the top of this class. I think he should be the first safety in my mind to be a top 10 pick since Jamal Adams went in 2017. I think it was 6th overall to the Jets. I feel like after 2022 with Kyle Hamilton falling as far as he did to Baltimore, I can't imagine there's going to be teams that make the same mistake again, because I think Downs is easily the best safety prospect to come out since Kyle Hamilton than other guys like Manuel McNeil Warren from Toledo, Kamari Ramsey from USC, Dylan Thieneman from Oregon, early day 2 guys for me. And number 3, wide receiver. Kind of a quiet year at the position. Ted McMillan and Travis Hunter were the only top 10 guys. And certainly when you look at this year's class, when you have Jordan Tyson from Arizona State, Carnell Tate from Ohio State, and Mekhi Lemon from USC, those are all guys that have the potential to go top 10. Now, if we flip that around to the weakest parts, number 1, tight end. Tight end, what we saw last year, I think, was just such an anomaly where we had 2 guys go in the top 15, Colston Loveland at 10, Tyler Warren at 14. I think the only tight end who's probably even going to go in the first round is Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon. Where he goes is going to be interesting. I don't know if he goes top 10, but certainly top 20. I'd be kind of surprised if he doesn't. But outside of him, there really is not a lot in this position group as a whole that's exciting. It's just a down year for the group, and just kind of where it is in this class. So that for me is the biggest faller from last year to this year. Second, I go defensive tackle. We saw the Browns take Mason Graham 5th overall. There were 5 defensive tackles that went in the first round last year. I feel like this year there's only a couple certainties in the first round, and it starts with Peter Woods of Clemson. He could sneak in the top 10, probably going to be the only one, I think, who goes top half of the first round. Maybe Ohio State's Caden McDonald sneaks in late in the first round, but, just not a lot of depth at that position. And the number 3, running back. Like with tight ends, I think last year was just such an anomaly for the running back position. You saw Ashton Jeanty go 6th overall. Amari Hampton went in the first round. And you also had Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson go top 40. But this year, outside of Jeremiah Love, I don't even know if you're necessarily going to get a guy in the top 50 at running back. Jeremiah Love could easily go in the top 10, but other than Love, you're going to be waiting a long time to find a running back go in this draft, I think.